Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today we have my full review of the Hogue Deca. I have done an unboxing and first impressions. I used it in a battle to the death comparison against the Benchmade Bug Out, and which I'm probably going to have to redo because there's a new Bug Out coming out. But I've not done my complete full review, and this is a knife you guys ask a lot of questions about, and I do think it is kind of what Hogue's going to be doing going forward. So it's a good look into what they're going to be doing. They are definitely kind of pivoting more towards knives like this. It is called the Deca because 10 years they've been making knives now. They started out more as a firearms accessory company making grips and things like that. It's a really cool company. They own airplanes and a deuce and a half. That's about all you need to know about them, I think, to just know that they're cool. They have 2 locations. They have little small airplanes. They fly back and forth, and they have a deuce and a half at one of them. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. But very, very cool knife. I saw it initially at Blade Show 2019. I was very, very impressed with it. And I didn't buy one of the prototypes. I could have. I probably should have, but I didn't. I waited till the production ones come out. This is my personal one. This one is a loaner from Gear Towards Gear. By the time he sees this video, I don't know. He might have him back. I don't know. I don't know what day I'm going to put this out. I'm recording this in the past, so we'll see. But very much appreciate that. It does come in several different colorways. This is called Blue Lava. It starts out $165, by the way. Get that out of the way. They did go up a bit, I think. I remember in previous videos, probably should have gone back and watched those before I started this. But I think they were $140 when they first came out. But it's still a really good value because you got 20 CV steel, which is great, and a really good solid G10 construction. Very, very lightweight, all that stuff, everything you want. So I can't really, that's still even 165. That's still a really good value. Not going to complain about that. I think the DLC versions are 175. But they come in several different versions. This is the Blue Lava. Gear Towards Gear was also nice enough to send me one of the coated blades with the, I do believe this is the Dark Earth G-Mascus. G-Mascus is what they call this when it's all multicolor like that. You know what I like about them is they're all unique. Each one is different. You can see that mine has a lot more gray in it than the loaner does. And yeah, I like it. There's several different color combinations. There's also a green G-Mascus. You can also get it in just a black handle. I'm kind of tempted to also get a black one with the clip point since I have the Blue Lava with the Wharncliffe, but I don't know. Who knows? We'll see if that happens or not. I kind of have a lot of knives. I probably don't need to do that, but am I going to do it? Yeah, probably. But yeah, really, really cool looking. The only thing I have issue with aesthetically, I guess we'll pull this one away because I don't need to talk about this one, is wow, there's a lot of screws. And I brought this up in both videos. We're going to primarily use the clip point because I think that's the one that most of you are going to opt for. But yeah, that's a lot of screws. And they're big old T8s too. It's not like, they're little tiny T6s splashed around. That kind of bothers me just from an aesthetic standpoint. But I do have to begrudgingly admit, taking this apart, this has what they call the Able Lock, which is basically their version of Benchmade's Axis Lock, which the patent has expired on. So they're not stealing anything. Everybody's allowed to use it now, and a lot of people are. In a lot of ways, if you watch my Bug Out video, they do it better than Benchmade. But Axis Locks are a huge, huge pain in the ass to take apart. I do not like taking them apart at all. I know there's going to be comments saying, I can do it, it's fine. But yeah, some people have gotten the hang of it. I never have. I will say these big old screws, and especially having the extra one, yeah, it's easier. It is easier to take apart. So, okay, fine. I still don't like having these extra screws here. Maybe they could at least get rid of just this one standoff. I don't think they really need that. That would be nice. Or just like get rid of this one and move this one to like here. Like just have one screw like here. It's just a lot of screws. That's the only thing that really bothers me about the looks of it at all. I love the G-Mascus. I think it's a really cool idea, and I think it looks cool. The pocket clip people complain about too, but we'll talk about that more when we get here. I did find an aftermarket one that fits. Some people complain about the way the pocket clip looks. I don't at all mind the way it looks, not a bit. And actually, I don't dislike it much at all, but a lot of people really hate it. But I think it's fine. Eichowitz design. It's a really, I think it's a really good looking knife. It's pretty simple, a bit more complicated on the Wharncliffe version. And I will say that when I ordered this, they did not have photos of it out yet. I assumed it was going to be just a normal old Warnie. Don't know why I assumed that. Hogue doesn't do that very often. The one Hogue, I think the really small one, the Microflip, I think has just plain old Wharncliffe. I should have known it was going to be a multi-grind thing like this. And when I got it, I admit I was a bit disappointed, but as you'll see in the conclusions, it's grown on me. I actually quite like it. It's not a bad blade at all. It's just kind of a complicated grind. It has all the angles on it. All right, as I said, we're going to mostly use this one. Let's do some specs and size comparisons before we get too much farther. Line this up here so it's against one of the squares. You have a blade length of 3¼ inches. You have an overall length of 7½ inches. You have a blade thickness of 0.094 inches, handle thickness of 0.34 inches, and a weight of 2.3 ounces. And that is pretty much the same for both. I do believe the Warnie is just like a couple hundredths of an ounce heavier. But other than that, they are almost identical. So let's do some size comparisons here. We will do our usual Spyderco sandwich. You have your Spyderco Paramilitary 2. You can see it's a little smaller than that. The Spyderco Para 3, probably a much more applicable comparison. And now we're going to do, I already mentioned that I did do a comparison video against the Bug Out, which will be linked at the end, along with my unboxing video. But here is the Bug Out. And also we're going to put up the full-size Griptilian, because a lot of you guys have these. It's a 550-1, but they're all the same size. And now we are going to do a new little comparison. Do I have them both here before I say we're going to do that? Because sometimes I say that and then I don't have them. I do, because I don't usually do these two, so I want to make sure I have them around. A little Kershaw sandwich. We have your Kershaw Bare Knuckle and the Kershaw Leek. Thinking about making these a regular part of the comparison size things, because a lot of you guys have one or the other. That leek completely disappears into this background, though. Maybe I have to get a different leek. That's a good excuse to get another leek. I think that's a good excuse. Now, as far as how I like this knife and breaking down the individual aspects of it, as far as the blade goes, we have to bring the Wharncliffe one back out for this. Yeah, 20 CV. Hogue seems to do a good job with it. They did 20 CV on the Hogue Ritter also. They seem to do a good job. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. Not super thin behind the edge. You're looking at, I think this was like 22 thousandths on the clip point, and on the Wharncliffe it was like 23 thousandths up here, 24 back here on the other grind. That's a really hard measurement to get, so let's just call them basically the same. But the blade stock is so thin. They're really slicey. They're super, super sharp out of the box. And I've really had no problem using them whatsoever. They've been a joy. They slice completely fine. I've had slicier blades, but not by much. And, you know, that's completely fine for an EDC kind of knife, which this size of knife, that's what you're looking at. That's what you're looking at. I mean, these don't have like full liners. They're not complete, like, you know, world beater things. More liner than you have like on a Bug Out or something. The liners go back to, you know, where that screw is. But they're darn tough knives, but, you know, the blade stock is pretty thin. They're not something you're going to want to go and just totally beat the hell out of, but you can beat the hell out of them pretty good. And yeah, but they slice perfectly fine for a knife like that. They really, really do. I'm more than satisfied with that. Now, as far as the ergonomics go, you know, they pretty darn good. I mean, this is one with a stock clip. You can, you know that it's there, but I don't know. It barely touches your hand. It barely touches your hand. It almost completely disappears. Really close. I really like, for my size hands, which are large size gloves, pretty skinny fingers, but the butt just rests right exactly where you want it to. The jimping's exactly where I want it to be. This milled G Mascus feels pretty good in my hand. I really like it. It feels grippy. Doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. My all 4 fingers absolutely fit on it, completely fine. And I really, really like that. I really do. Now, next up is the carry. So this is something that I did make a modification on this one. So I went through. Sorry, I'm trying to get out Yale Wranglers. I have my Dremel tool set on top of this, so I had to set it down. I went through a bunch of my different knives and different pocket clips because a lot of people complain about this pocket clip, and I'm not in love with it, but it's okay. I'm going to show you how it carries in stock form, but before we do that, yeah, I did find another pocket clip that fits it. Kershaw ZT clips fit it fine. So I looked around because it is recessed, so you have to find something that's going to fit in that little recession. So what I found was an MXG gear clip for a ZT 0450. Fits it really well. I do have to say, sits right down in there. Now it doesn't quite completely fully fill that hole, and you can see it's sticking up a bit in the back. And I did not reuse the Hogue screws, because the Hogue screws, they're not meant for a deep carry, so they stick up a bit. So if you're going to do that, these are Benchmade screws, but you're just going to get, some smaller screws like that. If you're swapping pocket clips around, we probably all have screws laying around. And I think MXG Gear even sent screws with it. Oh, they did, yeah. MXG Gear sent screws with it, but they weren't black. So I went with the Benchmade ones, just because they're black. But it works really well. This is how I've been carrying it, and it's been great, and I really like it. So if you don't like that clip, just figure in another $23 to go get one of these. And I know that a lot of you have, because I mentioned it before on another video, and MXG Gear actually emailed me to ask why they were selling so many of those clips. And I guess somebody had told them that I was doing that. But this is how it carries with the stock clip, which is what matters. And, it's not that bad. A lot of people don't like it, but I don't really understand the hate about it. Some people were really upset. It's fine. It's not deep carry, no, but especially as you can see with that, the blue lava, it kind of just disappears. It does say Hogue on it, which people don't like that, some people, but that doesn't bother me that much. But, easy to get your hand past, super lightweight, very thin, really nice knife to handle. Is it better with a deep carry clip? Yes, it is, but without it, it's still really, really damn good. We can't really complain that much about it. Now, as far as the deployment goes, yeah, see any of my Benchmade comments. I love that this kind of Axis style lock. The Able lock is good. They do use a little bit better of a spring. The name of the company that escapes me at the moment, but they do use a little bit of a higher grade spring, so there should be less of a chance of it breaking like it does occasionally on Benchmades. And really nice. And I'm using the one that's not well broken in for this. It's still just all your usual Benchmade stuff. You can, if you're more coordinated than me, you can Spidey flick it. There you go. 10 thumb flick it. You can open it however you want. Works great. Now this is the really broken in one. Actually, not that much different, is it? But yeah, I really, really do like the action on the Hogue. It's just, I don't know, it feels like an Axis lock, but 5 to 10% sturdier, if that makes any sense. I hope that does. So in conclusion, I still think even at 165, it's a great value. I would not complain about that at all for 20 CV and a really good, solid construction. Those screws, all those screws couldn't have been cheap, but, and as far as actually using it, it's a great knife to use. It's a really good size. I really like that 3 1/4 inch size. I'm really kind of digging knives in that sort of size lately. It's definitely kind of one of the sizes I like to carry myself the most. And surprisingly, I think I like the Wharncliffe a little bit better, which I was really surprised by that. I normally like a really simple blade shape. I don't normally like these, complex multi-grind things. But having owned this one and having had 2 of the clip points on loan, yeah, I'm really digging the Warney. I really thought I was going to sell this once I opened the box. I thought, I'm going to sell this and get one of the regular ones. I didn't realize it was a multi-grind. I made a horrible mistake. But I didn't. It's actually really good. I really enjoy using it. It's very useful. I like having that, that little flat, and I like having the warnies are just great for like your usual kind of tasks, opening boxes and stuff, which as you can see, I've opened a lot of boxes in this because it's all covered in glue. But the kind of stuff that you regularly do, a warnie is just really, really nice. I wish it was a more standard warnie, but it's still fine. I just really like it, and it does look kind of cool. It's sort of I have to admit. Now I will say the warnie is the one that looks better with the DLC, in my opinion. I would get this finish in the clip point. If I was getting a warnie again, I'd probably get the DLC because it does look pretty badass in the DLC. So kind of a surprising conclusion for me. I don't really like stuff like that, and I really like the blue lava. Everybody probably would have expected I would have gotten the black, the most boring one, but I didn't. I could have. They were available when I ordered it, but I got the blue lava. Like I said, I may still get a black handle, one of the clip point. I don't know. We'll see. But I really do enjoy the warnie. Clip point's also a great knife, but hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.